me begin. Sorry, I had to do that random spiel. For those that do not know me, my name is L.Shima, and I am a model. So, yay! Like I mentioned, I am doing this on Ustream as well as Periscope. So you'll see my views change from the different cameras that I have set up. Again, for those that do not know, this is my podcast called Be Cool. It's a live video podcast. This is the second saga, meaning I did have a first saga about a year ago, and I had to stop while I moved to Detroit and was getting myself situated and things like that. Basically, what my podcast is about is me, my life, the standard lifestyle that I just live, as well as me go more into the topics of modeling, letting y'all into the lifestyle of what it's like to be a model, and kind of giving you the gist of what I've experienced. Not only will you hear me talk about my stories and opinions that I have and all these random things that I might share with y'all, but I will also have special guests. And special guests will also be other models. They could be photographers, artists, meaning illustrators, painters, things like that. Maybe far down the line, I will have like lawyers and stuff so you can get financial advice from, financial guys. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm like spieling. I'm so excited and nervous at the same time. So I apologize for all of y'all with my rambling and everything. It's been a year, so I'm trying to catch back up on what this crazy year has been for me. Also, this podcast is not all about me. It's more... The reason why I've created this podcast is to interact with my viewers, my fans, what I like to call y'all my supporters. It's a chance for y'all to ask me questions, kind of get to know me, but I would love to get to know y'all as well. I want to know who is looking at my photos or watching my videos or, being engaged, buying my products that I have on my stores and things like that. So not only, again, is it going to be about me, but I would love to ask y'all questions. I might do a poll. There might be times where I make a contest for y'all and things like that. So for Periscope, y'all can go ahead and start typing any questions you have. I know I saw one, so I'm going to get to that one in a second. The only thing with Periscope is the text goes away so quickly. So if I don't answer your question or Periscope for whatever reason doesn't work appropriately for you for this, you can definitely check my Ustream. I think it's ustream.tv/channel/L.Shima. I'm not really sure, but you can go on my social media at L.Shima_model on Twitter and Instagram, as well as Tumblr at lshima.tumblr.com. And you can find all of my information there for these podcasts. And usually if you ask questions on Ustream, I have it on the right-hand side, and y'all's questions get saved so I can go back 5 hours later and reread it. So this episode, it's the first episode, so welcome everyone to the first one. I'm excited to be back. It was a super long journey, and I apologize for all of y'all that have been urging me to get back on my podcasts. I'm sorry it took so long. I wasn't planning it, honestly, because I stopped the last season around December time, around the holidays. Because also, sorry, I need to plug this in. My podcasts are a weekly thing. So I also will get into an actual set date and time for this. Sunday is not going to be the set day. So I'll ask y'all's opinions, what days and times you think would be best. So feel free to start giving me answers as far as what day and time works best for your schedule. I want to make sure that every time I do these podcasts, I get as many of y'all instantly live as I can. It's no hard feelings at all if nobody shows up. I completely understand people's life gets a hold of them and they can't tune in. But on a bright side, if you are one of those people that you can't watch the entire thing or you can't make it to the live show, I not only have it live, but I will go and post it on my YouTube channel and also my SoundCloud. So tomorrow you will see this episode posted. So if you missed out on certain things or what have you, you can always go back and check. I know you like my pink free Victoria's Secret blanket. It's literally paper. I'm freezing though. Alright, so don't really remember what I was talking about. But yeah, So if you give me some answers as far as dates and times that y'all want to actually have these weekly podcasts, that will be very helpful. Last season, I had it every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, which was totally fine with me. It worked perfectly. If that's what y'all liked, it worked for me. The only difference that I'm changing up with this saga is, hi from London. The last seasons, my podcast would seriously go for 3 hours. No joke. I've told a lot of people about my podcasts that I would meet randomly, and they'd be like, 3 hours? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, I mean, I like to talk, and there was a lot of questions. I would have special guests, and it would just be this awesome connection between two people and just sharing random stories and stuff. And it just randomly happened. But by the time the 3 hours came around, I was exhausted. I just wanted to like cuddle up in a blanket and just like, don't mess with me right now. So what I'm going to try to do with this one that's a little bit different is make it only an hour and a half. So again, let me know y'all's thoughts as far as if you like that idea, if you preferred it to be 3 hours. We can definitely do some test runs. So I'll do some episodes where it's an hour and a half, and maybe one episode I'll try 3 hours, and we can see how that goes. So my podcast, again, like I mentioned, I feel like I'm on repeat a lot. It's not all about me. I want y'all to enjoy. I want you to give me your opinions, any advice that you have, and anything that you just want to share with me. I am an open book when it comes to that. And questions are always fun. It keeps me talking, even though I'm sure there's moments where I probably will not have a very pausing moment. Like there's times when I should be drinking water because my mouth is getting dry from talking too much and I don't drink water. So that's very helpful. Well, my voice just weirdly not cracked. But all right, let me say hi to everyone. Sorry. Hi guys. Welcome. For those who don't know, I'm L.Shima for Periscopes. I will start to kind of go through y'all's questions. I know one person on Periscope asked if I travel while I model, or with modeling and stuff, and I have. The last time I technically traveled was back in May. I don't travel as much as I would like, so that's one of the things that I kind of miss, because I enjoy traveling. I think a lot of people can say that, honestly. But I really do. It's a nice time, like it's a nice and feeling to be able to go to these different places and experience areas that I would never put myself in any other situation, such as I randomly went to Omaha, Nebraska, right? Can't think of it. Omaha. A couple years ago, and I'm sure I would never have went to Omaha if it was for any other career that I've chosen for my life. So that's always a nice thing that I have that opportunity. Plus, all the awesome people that I get to meet. The photographers, the couch surfers, the people that host me in these different cities, the other models, other artists that aren't photographers or models. These people that I get to meet and interact with is always amazing to me. So yes, I travel, but not as much. I'm always open to traveling, so if somebody says they want me to go to Cuba, hey, I'll totally go to Cuba, no questions asked. So yeah, somebody mentioned on Periscope also, they just wanted to comment that they didn't know I talk so much. I do, and I talk really fast too. And I tend to make up words, so you'll get to experience that part of me as well. You'll get to notice a lot of interesting tidbits about L.Shima, because my photos are there. They're nice, right? They're cool. You get to see me do my job and stuff, but a lot of times I get a few people mention that they had this whole different idea of who I was going to be based on my photos. Some people come and say that they think I look like a bitch, that I will be a bitch. Some people say I look stuck up. Weird comments like that, which I can completely understand. Like, I don't smile at all in a lot of my professional images. But in real life, I smile all the time, to the point where I really don't like my smile, but I do it anyways. It's just a rare find to actually get a photo of me smiling, for the idea that I don't like my smile. So as far as you streamers, hi guys. I'm gonna answer or talk to y'all. Let's see. Welcome back, Shima. Thanks. I'm glad to finally be back. Oh God. This episode is more of an introduction, kind of getting y'all a gist of what these podcasts are going to be. Future podcasts, so next week's podcast, it might get a little bit more involved with certain topics, as well as if there's a special guest that will be more dedicated to them. So say I had Naomi Campbell as one of my guests. That would be amazing, honestly. But just using her as an example, say she would be one of my guests. That podcast, that episode that she's going to be on it is dedicated to her. There's no questions towards me unless somebody really wants a question towards me. It's all about her. It's her time to shine, even though she's already shined. But that's kind of the gist of when I have special guests. So yeah, that's another random thought that I wanted to throw to y'all. During Walking Dead, first time you did it during American Horror. Laugh out loud. Oh, I remember that. So this person, was mentioning basically when I would have my podcast in the past, at Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, it always ran when, like, The Walking Dead and the American Horror Story were going on. So I had competition, I guess you can say. Which was very interesting because you see my true dedicated supporters that would be like, I really love Walking Dead, but Shima, I'm going to catch your podcast instead this week. So it's always nice when people are like kind of give up their normal stuff just for me. It makes me feel like, oh, y'all are awesome. Because honestly, I don't know if I would give up a show that I was totally into just for someone. I don't know. I probably would, honestly, actually. Especially if I really loved them and I thought they were awesome, I probably honestly would be like, nah, Walking Dead can wait. Good evening. Hi, everyone. Thank you for saying I'm very pretty. I'm also going to try to read the questions out loud so y'all know. So somebody on Periscope, The Walking Dead is on and she thinks this is a good time to be live streaming. The Walking Dead is on right now, and if you rather go watch it, go crazy, have a blast watching it. Just don't give me any, what do you call it, whatever, the word, I'm trying to think of the word, you know what I mean, because I haven't watched the new season of Walking Dead, like I haven't, I've enjoyed it, I've caught up until this moment, and so now I already know one of the characters died, apparently, because on Instagram, spoilers, yes, see, thank y'all, because on Instagram, there was a hashtag that was going on about this one character that passed away. And I'm like, thanks. Didn't even need to fucking watch it, and I already knew what fucking happened. So don't give me spoilers. Haven't watched it yet. Going to watch it. Just haven't had time to. Sunday 9 p.m. is perfect. Okay, that's good. Again, for the ones that just tuned in, give me a certain time and day that works best for y'all as far as these podcasts go. Person on Periscope, do you sell prints? And if so, would you autograph them? Okay, sorry. Try to read that as fast as possible. I do sell prints. If you want to check out my store, you can go to L.Shima.bigcartel.com. I have so many URLs that I have to, URLs that I have to memorize. So yeah, go to L.Shima.bigcartel.com. You'll see a list of products that I have for sale. Every product, pretty much I sign all of them, except for like the stickers and the t-shirt. Unless you honestly make a comment for me to autograph those certain ones, then go ahead. You can also comment and make notes if you want me to write a specific like bio, like saying to so-and-so from L.Shima, you're an amazing fucking awesome person in this whole entire world. Whatever you want me to write, I will write it. So don't hesitate to ask. And if you have any other questions, like certain ones, like you didn't know how certain things were organized or what exactly cost what, my email is always open to my supporters as well at lshima.model@gmail.com. Yeah, sorry, too many letters and words. Yeah, lshima.model@gmail.com. You can email me there if you have any specific questions or concerns or anything like that. I try to answer as best as I humanly can for y'all. Again, My life is like not only dedicated to making sure I survive and like I'm happy, but what makes me happy is seeing y'all happy, and like that's always a plus. Seriously, I'm not joking. Do I look like his face is choking? All right. Let's see. Do you listen to other podcasts? My inspiration for this podcast, if only I had this person's money. My inspiration for this podcast is DVDASA, David Cho and Asa Akira's podcast. I haven't been up to date with them recently in the past 6 months, 8 months. But that's technically the only podcast I really will actually sit and listen to beginning to end. I just enjoy how they handle their podcast. And David Cho fucking is a billionaire, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do, and that's awesome. But that also like has his podcast so unique that I'm like, oh, I want to do that, but I don't have the flow of cash to just be like, I just want an airplane in my fucking middle of my podcast. Like, I can't do that. So one day I will have maybe some disposable income that I can at least throw to this podcast. And also for Ustream, for the ones that are viewing on Ustream, I do apologize. I learned after last season of my podcast that y'all have to suffer through ads. So my goal for this season is to pay for it so you don't have to miss out on anything at all. So bear with me on that. It might take me a couple episodes or a few episodes, but I promise I will get that taken care of for y'all so you don't have to be listening. I don't even know what kind of ads. Can you tell me what ads pop up on it? Like, is it like Viagra ads, or is it just like some like Hulu type ads, things that you find on Hulu? 1.5 is perfect, or an hour and a half is perfect. 3 hours would be a little too much. Got it. All right. I like hearing what y'all's opinions are. It helps me develop this podcast into something awesome. So yeah, I think an hour and a half would be best, especially with me and making sure I don't, because one of the issues I was having last season was, so say I would have a topic about traveling, being, the life of me traveling as a model and like getting really down in the details. For 3 hours talking about that, I felt like I was either running out of things to talk about, or I would be talking way too much that 6 episodes later, I wouldn't know what else to talk about because I pretty much gave you everything within 6 episodes. So I agree. I think 3 hours is way too long. I think an hour and a half is around the perfect time. Even if it goes a little less than that, an hour, I don't think it should go max than like an hour and 45 minutes. I can't see that. Other podcasts like DVDASA, for an example, they can go up for 3 hours, but they also have 5 other people on the podcast. So they have it more of like just a circle of friends just talking and like enjoying each other's company kind of thing. And I'm by myself. Technically I have y'all, so you can fill in that void, I guess you can say. But it's a little harder in that case because there might be days when y'all would rather watch Walking Dead. So there's absolutely nobody on my episodes, and so it's just me randomly just chit-chatting to myself, pretty much. That happens. I've had times that's happened quite often. I wouldn't say quite often, but it's happened enough times where I'm used to it. Let's see. Hello. Hi, everyone. For anyone that just tuned in, because I'm doing this on Ustream as well as on Periscope, my name is L.Shima, and I'm a model, and this is my live video podcast. So it's a time for me to just talk to y'all and talk to y'all about myself. You'll get moments where I don't know how to speak anymore, and moments where you will look at me sideways and be like, who is this chick and why are we listening to her? Because I'm fucking awesome. Can we just... I'm just kidding. Sometimes there's moments where I will get cocky for a second and then go back to normal and be blushing all the time and be like, never mind, sorry. All right. Is that a new tat? Never noticed it before. This one I assume, because you can't see. Yep, I'm pretty much covered. No, this one's old. I can't even show y'all. His name is Hooter. He is what, like, last time, okay, so I got Hooter when I was in Austin. That was at least 4 years ago that I lived in Austin, and so he's probably around about 4 years old. So he's not new anymore. He's the last tattoo, oh wait, yes. I think he or my octopus on the side of my neck is the last tattoo that I got. Sorry, my hair's all crazy. Also, Periscope, thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate it. The more the merrier, but you don't have to give me hearts if you don't want to. Be honest. If you don't like this, don't like it. I'm not trying to, like, make y'all or force y'all to even be sitting here watching this. If you're tired, go to sleep. Not that I don't care, it's just, you know what I mean. I'm not going to force y'all to do things that you don't want to do, but I appreciate the hearts and the love and the appreciation and questions and the comments and everything y'all do. All right. Hi, L.Shima, hugs from Chile. You have a nice voice. Really? Thank you. I never really thought I had a nice voice. Ever since I was little, I remember it too. When I was in elementary school, I thought I should be going to the bathroom in the boys' bathroom because I thought my voice was very boy-like, very masculine and deep. When I get excited or when I'm talking too fast, I've gotten a lot of people say that my voice is very high-pitched, very, like, to the point where, like, it makes their ears bleed, I guess. And so I get that quite often about my voice. But I don't know, my voice doesn't sound that cool to me from what I can hear. But I feel like that's happens to a lot of people's. So glad that's not the case, that I have a boy's voice. I missed yours on Periscope. Like, I was reading it as it was disappearing, and I missed it. So if you wouldn't mind writing that question again, sorry. I know it sucks. Would you go into acting? I've done technically one film. No, I wouldn't even say it was a film. Oh, well, it was a short film. Back in Sarasota, Florida. I actually had lines. Did I have lines? I think I had lines. I would do it if the right situation came up, like the right offer, I guess you can say. But it's not one of the things that I'm hunting for. I'm never searching for acting gigs or anything like that. I recently, and I'll make this an episode because it could be a long episode. But I recently was part of a film crew for the wardrobe team in September. And so being behind the scenes of a film was very interesting too, and getting to see how the actors prepare and how certain ones handle their lines and things like that. It's very interesting. I had to even be a background for that film, and I kid you not, it was a long day anyways. It was by the time I was the background. But I was literally like, I don't want to be here. Like, what am I supposed to do right now? Because it was supposed to be like in a bar kind of situation. And so there was like 15 other backgrounds or extras, whatever you people call it. And I was like, you had to obviously not really talk, but you had to pretend like you're talking to somebody next to you or whatever. And so I'm like, trying to like make the best facial expressions that I'm like, I really don't even think they're actually having the camera on my face, so I'm happy about that because I probably look like a complete klutz. When it comes to modeling, I can do the acting kind of faces a lot better because I don't have to say much, really. As soon as the photographer has his camera and his lights, and we've described what the shoot is going to be like, I just get in this mental stage, like, all right, cool, you want me to be sexy? Okay, that was probably a horrible face, but you know what I mean. So it's a different world with acting and modeling. You use similar aspects, but realistically, they're not really the same. That's like kind of like dancing and modeling. You use similar aspects, but it's not really the same. Somebody on Periscope asked if sorry, I'll get to this little tidbit in a second. Somebody asked on Periscope if I write or draw. I don't write. My English is horrible. Like, you will listen and figure it out for yourself if you haven't done so already. I've started to read, which is nice. I've never, ever in my life, like even when I was a child, I never cared to read. It just never tickled my fancy. So now I'm trying to get back into reading. And so I don't write. I just, I don't want to. I don't think there'll be an L.Shima biography anytime soon because of that. And also with drawing, I've done fashion sketches because one of my other hobbies is fashion design. So I have to do sketches and stuff. But I can't say I really know how to draw. I know how to draw stick figures really awesome. My boyfriend actually is an illustrator, so that's his job is to draw. So if I wanted to, I have a fucking teacher right there that can teach me how to accurately draw a figure and other things. There'll be moments like we went to lunch today and he has a sketchbook and I like drew the glass. Like there's moments when I do like little sketches here and there, but nothing serious. So one thing that I noticed is I went up on Ustream, the Ustream chat, to check out prior messages or comments or questions, and so it stuck. So I'm like thinking, oh man, nobody's on Ustream really interacting. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I can see Periscope, and Periscope had people writing and stuff. And then I realized the scroll bar on my Ustream chat, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, cool. I missed a lot of this. So let me catch up real fast on the Ustream comments because I am a nut. Okay. Great personality, be you. Thank you. I try to be me. Myself is kind of weird sometimes, but you'll get to be weird with me, right? I'm not the only weirdo, right? Hi, everyone. Welcome to my Be Cool podcast. It's live. You can talk to whatever or say whatever you want to say. Another little added bonus I want to throw in there is I never really had too many issues with it. But for random people that are just showing up and they know nothing about me and they just see what I guess I will say a pretty girl, you might have the urge to say either nasty comments or ask really inappropriate questions, such as like sex and show me your tits and things like that. I will share this with y'all now. If you do not know me, or if you do, I'm aware of my body. I am aware of my face. I'm aware of what certain attributes that I have that are a little bit more well-developed than other areas of me. So I know what I have, but these podcasts are not going to be very sexualized. You will not see me naked. The most that you might see is maybe one day I'll be wearing like a deep V-neck shirt and y'all might get a kick out of that. But that's honestly as close as it's gonna get. I rarely ever show my midriff in my normal state, which this is me normally. So just to throw that out there, I like to keep my podcast very PG-13. There'll be some I cuss, so that happens. I will mention if I have a guest and they are very open with their sexuality, I might ask them if they're fine with how they want to rate their episode. If they want it rated R, triple X, how do you want to handle this? And they'll give me their true opinions. So never push any of that stuff on me or any of my special guests unless they want it. If I do see it, I'm not going to be mad or anything like that. I'm just going to ignore it. Pretty simple. If you can't handle it, if you were dreading and wishing that I was going to just get topless for y'all and just do a shimmy and stuff, I'm sorry to break your lovely heart that I didn't make that happen. But hopefully you can find another person that will make your every wishes and dreams come true. Alright, sorry, I just want to throw that in there. Because I don't know if any of y'all had those feelings or urges or anything like that. Doing both at the same time, watch you and Walking Dead at the same time. Awesome, thank you. Don't spoil it. Good call, Shima. Let us know up front. No worries. I got y'all's back. Don't worry. I'm not going to waste y'all's time. If you're here for a certain thing, I don't want to waste your time. I want to make sure that you know kind of what you're getting into before you get it. So that's why kind of before all of this happened, I kind of gave a little info about the podcast, but there's certain things that I forget, so I apologize. It takes me like 30 minutes to finally say that part, so I apologize. Bear with me. Hopefully y'all will, after this episode, know the idea of be cool, and yeah, we'll just go with that. There's moments my brain just stops working for a second, and I just ramble on. That happens too. Let's see. What is my name again? So I'm sure this streamer might have left already because it took me that long maybe to answer this question. But my name is L.Shima, L.Shima. I'm a model for those on Ustream or even Periscope. Sorry, I got confused on which screen I was looking at. That are new. And this is my live video podcast. I'm also hearing that I'm saying a lot today, and it's really bugging me right now. So I'm sorry too with all the ums. Hopefully I'm not saying a lot of likes. So again, sorry. I'll try to think before I speak, but when it's again me, it happens. I stopped myself from doing it again. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Hi. Happy you like to talk and you have a fantastic personality. Thanks. I'm so glad I have a decent personality, or in your words, fantastic, because I'm sure if it wasn't, it would be probably boring right now. And it might be boring right now, but I'm just going to keep positive. This is the best podcast that has ever existed in the entire world because you're here. You're here and you're here with me. 9 p.m. Sunday, perfecto. All right, too early for Sunday at 9 p.m. For, again, those that randomly just came on. Thanks for the baseball update. Sorry, God, there's so much. Are you going to watch Into the Badlands? Okay, hold on, all of y'all, hold on. No, I forgot it. Oh, for those that just tuned in, let me know a specific day and time that works best for your schedule for these weekly live video chats. Because Sunday might not be the set in stone day. I've already had 2 people say this is perfect time, so it actually might be a set day and time, but I would like to see what other people's thoughts are when it came to when these were going to be live. My last season, I had them every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, so feel free to give me any time that works, even if it's like 5 a.m. in Eastern time. I will, if everyone said 5 a.m. at Eastern time, I will make it work. I will seriously make it work. I will be like no makeup and like half asleep, but I'll be here. I don't know what my face looked like, but hopefully it didn't look that horrible. Can you say any word in Spanish? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Frijoles. I had this app on my phone called Duolingo, and I used it so heavily for like as soon as I got it. But I haven't used it in like a year. I would love to learn every language in the entire world. I would seriously love to. Spanish is one of the only languages that I've taken to a certain extent, meaning like I actually took classes in school for Spanish, but it's no matter what the language is, it's the conjugating. That shit blows my mind. Like I can't wrap my head around it. And I know English is pretty crazy too, especially like certain people in other countries, when they're learning English, we have words that still mean, like they sound the same but mean completely different things. I even get mixed up with it. Like I posted on Twitter not too long ago about I still don't know the difference between affect and effect, and English is my only language. I'm fortunate that I know the difference between all of theirs and how to properly use it. Sometimes I might F up and accidentally type the wrong one. It happens. Hey, what up about you in Europe? Sorry, I saw you post that like 5 times already. Hey, Europe, how y'all doing over there? It's like probably really late right now, isn't it? I don't know what time it is over there, but hi. But yeah, so I would love to learn a lot of different languages. Spanish is one of the ones, especially being from Texas, I have more, I wouldn't say a connection with because I'm not Mexican, so, or Hispanic, but I feel like that's more, I don't know, important to me. Not even important, but it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It just seems the one that I should at least know now, or at least I should know first, and then French, and then Russian, and then I would love, I would love to learn Japanese because I'm a quarter Japanese. So I would just love to be able to speak part of my heritage. That would be so awesome. But it's so crazy to learn. If I have a hard time with freaking Spanish, I'm pretty sure Japanese would be a little steep for me. Is this the first podcast since the move? Yes, this is the first podcast since the move. I've done little periscopes, recordings in the past. No si cuento, but what did you do? Okay. I've done little like Periscope episodes and stuff like that in the past. So sorry for you, the ones that really love Periscope and loved my Periscope things. I haven't done it as often. I have a list of goals for this year or the end of this year. And a bonus point for me is to do at least one Periscope a week. I haven't hit that goal because it's a bonus point, so it's more like kudos for me if I accomplish it. But I do want to do a lot more Periscopes, but as well as this is the first official podcast since I moved to Detroit. And this, I'll probably save another episode for more talks about Detroit and the whole movement to here and my kind of situating it or settling down in Detroit. Especially for everyone that, is not familiar with the city, or they are, but they have their own thoughts towards it. Look, people, I'm from Texas. I'm from Austin originally. That's where I'm born and raised. I lived in Florida for a couple years, and now I live in Detroit. So I'm a southern gal coming to the north, and I got here when it was in January. The first week I moved here, it snowed 3 feet. So I remember my last episode, it was me talking about my life in Detroit, like how I imagined it was going to be like. And I will talk about it in another episode, but it's different. It's different, I will say that. I literally just downloaded this app again just to see you. Oh my glob. I'm going to use that, Kyle. Glob. I have this, it's random, but it just reminds me. I went to the pumpkin patch last weekend, and we bought this, like, squash thing that looked really weird. Give me a second. I'm going to go grab it real fast. Okay. So we bought this, like, glob of a squash, and I never seen one like this. So if you know what exactly this is, like type of squash this is, that would be awesome. But I wanted to name the pumpkins and the squash that we got. So there's a song called Blase Blase. And so Francis, my boyfriend, was saying we should name it Blase Blase. And I'm like, well, it's kind of cool. But I'm like, no, I know it's better. His name's going to be Blazo. And it's going to be Blazo Blazo. Blazo Blazo. That's a little insight of me. Weirdo. Yeah, you heard my dog Akira in the background. She's with Francis right now. So she's not all crazy with me right now. Sorry, I had to run and be quiet at the same time so I wouldn't disrupt her and her barking, but hold on, catch my breath. Okay. Let me see. Why do you use the F word so much? I don't know. When I was younger, I'm the youngest out of 2 older siblings. I would hear them cuss a lot, and even my mother, like, she would sneeze and say shit. So she'd, shit. I'm like, why are you cussing? And so I remember one moment in my life where my sister would obviously cuss in front of my mom. So I'm like, oh, well, I think I'm old enough to cuss. So I randomly just, like, said a cuss word in front of my mom. And my mom's like, no, don't do that. Like, don't say that word ever again. And I'm like, all right, well, okay. So it's weird because my family thinks I don't cuss at all. Because even still to this day, I rarely ever say a cuss word to my family. It's always my friends and my, like, y'all, like my just random people I meet. I cuss more often than if I cuss or how I cuss towards my family. So it's just, I don't know. It's an expression. It's just a word. I like just, I don't know. It, like, honestly just feels better when you say fuck. Not with that face. You don't feel too better when you say fuck with that face, but you get the gist. So there's moments when, like, what Francis says, like, hey, chill with the cussing. There are moments when I accidentally cuss when I'm at the pumpkin patch and it's filled with kids, and I'm just like, oh, sorry, I need to watch it. It's just, I don't know. It just comes out. I don't really think about it sometimes. The only time I overthink is when I'm with my family. So I'm not sure. I'm sorry if it offends you. I apologize already in advance. If you don't like it and I keep doing it, feel free to leave. I won't feel butthurt about it. It's okay. I know there's things that people don't like. So it's fine. You can leave me. I'll just go in the corner and be alone. Again, Shimo, we pay for it, not you. You pay. Okay. So he's talking about the ads. I don't think that's accurate. Or maybe it is, but when I was getting Ustream back to doing this new saga, it was saying, oh, if you don't want ads, you got to pay $100 and some odd for the Ustream Pro broadcasting. And I'm like, oh, I don't have that, so I can't do that right now. So I don't know. I mean, if it is that y'all have to pay, that kind of sucks. Like, why would y'all have to pay for that? That doesn't make sense. It seems like something I would have to pay for. So, please figure that out for me, you streamers. Periscopers, you can figure that out if you want, but Periscope is free for all I know. Let's see. Hulu type ads. Okay, cool. See, this is me catching up from my Ustream chat, because this is like 40 minutes old. So I'm just trying to catch up to y'all. Theraflu ad just came on. Hey, that's a good ad. If you're feeling sick, get some Theraflu. I remember when I was younger, I hated Theraflu. Like, it tasted like shit. It was gross. I cried every time I had to take that. I would rather take cough syrup than Theraflu. And then there was a moment where, just recently, like 2 years ago, I got Theraflu again, and it actually tasted really good. It was like the lemon flavor, which I always would get when I was younger, but I guess they revamped it. And it was actually like almost like a tea. Like, it tasted pretty decent. I'm like, this shit's the bomb. I would drink this every second if I could, if it wasn't laced in drugs. But then recently I took it again, and it tasted like shit. So I'm not really sure. But if you're sick, Theraflu is where it's at. Ameritrade just came on. This is too funny. Thanks for letting me know what ads are coming on, because I was really curious on the kind of ads that come on Ustream on my podcast. What kind of modeling do you do? Oh gosh. So, for the ones that don't know too much about me, or they don't care to know much about me, or whatever your life is right now, I started modeling with artistic nudes and glamour. That's when I was living in Austin, as well as when I was living in Florida. I devoted a lot of my modeling career towards artistic nudes and glamour. There's nothing wrong with those genres. I'm not saying anything bad. Those genres is what got me here today. Like, honestly. And I appreciate them, especially artistic nudes. I think the body is a glorious thing, and should be looked upon and not down upon. Yay! But with that said, I've been modeling for 5 years. It's crazy. God, I feel old just saying that, but I'm not even that old, but I just feel old. So I've been modeling for 5 years. About 4 years of that was artistic nudes and glamour. I kind of got a little burnt out with that. It was the same old kind of situation. The same kind of photographers, the same kind of style, and just the same type of supporters. I would say actually those people were more fans. I'm being quite honest with you. The supporters, that's why I like to call y'all supporters, is because you're sitting here for 45 minutes listening to me ramble about random shit. Listening to me cuss right now. Y'all are my supporters. My fans are the ones that just like want to see my tits, and that's all they want to see. You're my fan. Like, you have a fan, you have an obsession with my boobs, and that's all I'm gonna get out of you. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that's just what I categorize. So, supporters versus fans. With glamour and artistic nudes, I have no issues with them. I still do them here and there, just not as much. I don't shoot as much nude content as I used to. With back in the day, I would shoot probably 3 times a week, and they would most likely all be nudes. I honestly have not shot in a very long time. My next photo shoot's actually Tuesday, and the last one I had was like probably honestly like 2 months ago. I'm not lying. I'm just so backlogged in images, which is crazy. But now I'm transitioning into a different genre, which is more, oh my god, which is more of the urban lifestyle fashion type of modeling. Now, people see my figure, and they're like, Shima, you crazy? Cray, you can't do fashion. You're too busty for that, or you're too thicker than a Snicker for that. Honestly, I'm not that thick in comparison to some of these world star girls. These world star girls, these Miami chicks, these girls are voluptuous in awesome ways. Now, if they're real or fake, that's a different story. But I'm just saying, those girls, man, those junk in the trunks are fucking insane. Hold on. So you have to take time to drink water. It's really healthy and replenishes the body. Ad. Anyways, so yeah, I'm transitioning into more of the urban lifestyle fashion type of modeling. So again, I have no issues with glamour or artistic nudes or any genre for that matter. If you do fetishes, awesome. I don't do fetishes, but like I give you so much more applaud for the people or the models that do, man or female. That is a whole new world that I am not accustomed to, and I don't think it would work for me and my personality in that world. But it's always fascinating, those people that are in other genres that, like, even athletic, like the bodybuilders. My God, I give you props on that, because I'm trying to lift weights, and to actually like make sure your muscles are on top of its game, I give you applaud for that. That's something I personally cannot handle myself. So hopefully that answered your question. Kind of rambled again. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? What's your name? ¿Cómo estás? How you doing? Wait, no, whatever. So what kind of modeling jobs do you get asked to do most? Nudes. Nude glamour, usually. That's the one I get asked, because I am a freelance independent model. I actually now have a manager, but for majority of my modeling career, I was independent, and majority of my jobs were nude, mostly nude glamour. They would usually hide it with saying it's going to be an artistic nude, but then they would show me like a girl like doing like a pin-up looking sexy kind of thing, like with the tits up and the ass out kind of thing. Sorry, I don't know who you are, but when it's that type of form, that's not really an artistic nude. Artistic nude is like when your hair is in your face and you're making like these weird shapes with your body. Something that you can actually like make, well, I wouldn't say make a painting out of, because you can make a painting. There's a lot of people that make paintings out of like glamour type of poses. But anyways, so I get mostly definitely nudes. That's where the money honestly is at, is nudes. Especially when you're an independent model. Then glamour for sure, especially if you have that personality, like you can make a sexy face. And not saying you have the body, you can literally be 100 pounds and an A cup and not much curves. I honestly, like, there's a model that actually does, she does fetishes, but she also does more like also kind of glamour type stuff too, and she fucking works it, honestly. And her body's not like, she's not very, she's definitely well balanced in the derriere area. I'm like, I envy that area of her, because I'm like, man, god damn it, I have to work for this. Doesn't come naturally. This, I don't have to work for shit. It just comes. Just so there. But it's just, you don't have to have that curved body to do glamour. It's just as long as you can give that emotion of sex appeal, or like, I'm pretty and you should look at me kind of stuff. That's what I feel like anyone, I'm the type of person where I think anyone can be a model. You can be a model if you really wanted to. You just gotta, figure out what angles work best for your body and your face. There are angles that are horrible for me. Like, I wouldn't even say horrible for me. In my opinion, I don't like full frontal images of my face. I'd rather have side profiles of my face, because I think that one is more charming than this. Now, I know some of y'all are going to disagree with me. That's totally fine. I just am very cautious with my whatever frontal view of this. So that's me. Let me catch up. I'm trying to catch up. I can't remember if there's any questions on Periscope. Somebody asked why earlier, way earlier when I first started. Matt disagrees, yo. I appreciate it. There was somebody asked on Periscope why Detroit. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I'll dedicate an actual episode to Detroit, but I haven't have a perfect title for it too. Just you wait. But anyways, I moved to Detroit because Francis, my boyfriend, got a job as a professor for the illustration department at one of the art schools in Detroit. And so he's from Detroit. He's from 8 Mile, Groesbeck. 8 Mile. He's from the 8 Mile where Eminem always talks about. Like the Detroit side, not the Warren side, the Detroit side. But his parents still live here, and they was having some issues with his family. So he thought it would be best to, get the job, which would help us financially, but also be closer to his parents, which was really nice, and they really appreciate that their baby boy is here. So that's the reason why I moved to Detroit, was because of him. It was supposed to be my choice to where we moved right after Florida, and it was going to be Los Angeles if I had the choice. I mean, I did. I even gave my opinions and thoughts, and I told him that Detroit was the best decision. But wherever, because his contract is 2.5 years, so if he does stay or if he doesn't stay, whatever happens, I get to choose where we go next, if we do go anywhere next. As far as Halloween goes, so for those that don't know also, I am 23 years old. I'm not super old. I'm not 100 years old, but I'm not, 18 anymore. For Halloween, okay. You streamers, sorry, I'm gonna catch up to all y'all's chat. Like after this one, I'm gonna catch up. Oh my god, I'm so behind. Oh my god, y'all have so much written for me. Oh god. All right, I'm gonna catch up to y'all. For Halloween, Francis's birthday is in December, around December 20th. I knew that he's never ridden a horse before, but we've always seen horses, like, with the ones with the chariots and stuff like that, the carriages. He's always seemed like he's fascinated with how large they are. And they're super large. Like, if you've never seen a horse up close, my god, these fucking mammals are huge. But I've ridden a horse at least 10 years ago. So I had this brilliant idea that this was going to be a super early birthday present for him, but I was going to set up a horseback riding private ride with us. And so I knew in December it was going to be too cold, so I wanted it to be this weekend, and better yet, it be on Halloween. So early yesterday morning, we went 40 minutes out to a stable and ridden horses. My God, when they trot, my inner thighs were hurting by the end of it. But I was already sore from working out and stuff the day prior. But nonetheless, that was a crazy experience too. And I wanted to also amp up the surprise. So I'll share photos later this week with the horseback and everything. But I thought, well, since it's Halloween, we might as well be in costume. So why not I be a horseback rider for Halloween? And so I had, like, I didn't buy anything. I just wore my white pants with my knee-high boots and a blazer and a turtleneck top. And then they were going to provide me the helmet. So I'm like, legit. I'm already set. And then I'm like, well, Francis, okay, so this is a surprise. I can't tell him what it is, what we're doing and everything, which was super hard, super hard. I wanted to just, like, share it to the world, what we were doing, but I knew he was going to figure it out if I did. So I'm like, all right, well, I have my costume set, so what am I going to do with him? So then I was randomly Googling, like, costumes that go with horses. So I was getting, like, tons of, like, costumes that, like, the horses, like the headless horsemen, and I'm like, well, okay, I don't want to paint the horse, like, I can't paint the horse, and I don't think that's gonna work with, like, a short, like, because this was Friday when I came up with the idea of doing costumes, so I'm like, I don't have time to figure out how to do a headless horseman, so I'm like, all right, what else can I do? I'm like, a cowboy, but that's so cheesy, and I'm, like, looking through photos, I'm like, it's gonna be a cowboy, but I'm gonna do it right, and it's gonna be a Clint Eastwood. Wait, Clint Eastwood. Yeah, that's his last name, right? Now I'm drawing blanks. Anyways, cowboy. And so I had a photo, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some. He already had denim jeans and a denim button-up shirt. I'm like, all right, well, I need, like, a poncho, and I was gonna make it, but it didn't work out. And then I needed, like, a leather type of vest and, like, some belts and a hat. The hat was, like, it couldn't be your stereotypical cowboy hat. It had to be one with a flat brim and then more of a boxier top to it. So I'm like, all right, let me go to the nearest Valley World really quick before my gym and see what I can possibly find in this short amount of time. So I went, and I fortunately found the hat, like an identical hat pretty much. Like, yes, and it fit him too. Sort of, because he has a big head. But then I was trying to find a vest and a poncho. They didn't have a poncho, and they had this jacket where the inside was like that, not fur, but it's like kind of like sheep, like wool sheep type of clumpy material, whatever you call it. I'm a fashion designer and I don't even know fucking fabrics. But anyways, so I found a heavy corduroy jacket with the lining inside of that material, and I'm like, all right, well, I can cut the sleeves off of it and make it a vest. So I'm like, oh, it's only like $3, might as well. So I bought that and another belt and called it a day. Went home, cut off the sleeves. I'm putting all of his clothes on me because I can't put it on him. So I was trying to figure out how this is going to look on an actual human. And not just in my mind. So I, like, took pictures of me and trying to, like, relate which photos look best, or, like, which one looked best. And I'm like, all right, fine, I'm gonna do this one. Threw it in the car. And his dad was nice that he actually had a poncho as well as a gun, like a fake gun. And I don't know why I did quotations for that. It was a fake gun. And fake bullets with the belt and everything like that. And so I'm like, awesome, this is gonna be great, it's gonna work out perfectly. Francis got in the costume because by the time we got to the location, and then what ended up happening, it ended up being too cold. So in the photos, he's wearing his jacket over his costume, and he just looks like a marshmallow on top of a horse. Like, great. And there's no evidence of him wearing this costume, like none. We didn't take any photos of him in the actual costume. I'm like, whatever. So I did all that, technically for nothing. But it was fun nonetheless. So that was the morning. Then we went and ate at a Polish spot. And then, so at nighttime, we knew that there was a lot of parties and interactions or activities going on for Halloween. Our neighborhood is a really nice neighborhood in Detroit. So there's people that drive all the way from wherever they live just to come trick-or-treating here. So that was going on. But our house is in the back. So it's not in the front where, like, there's a lot of traffic. So we weren't going to give out candy to trick-or-treaters, but then there was all these parties that I knew of, but I didn't know if I felt like actually going to that, so what we did instead is we went and saw The Martian. I highly recommend that movie. It was super good. Ad. Just kidding. No, they're not paying me, so it's not an ad. Alright, so that was my Halloween. I didn't really, and then I dressed up because I had my, I changed the horseback outfit, and then I put this aviator hat on that I had for like years ago, and I just put that on with a blazer, so I was like a faux a pilot, I guess you can say. Alright. So what was the surprise that you gave your boyfriend? Oh, there you go. I already answered that one for you. That was the surprise. The horseback ride. We don't need to see you naked on your shows. Just listening to your experiences are great. Your voice is soothing. Really? My voice is soothing? God, y'all are making me blush. I'm already wearing blush, so I'm already doing that. What's your background? As far as, like, my race? As far as that, I'm gonna guess my race. I am black, white, and Japanese. To break it down a little bit, it's really just Japanese, black, and then I'm technically Irish and German, but that's white. Sorry, not to be offensive to anyone. I just I just categorize that as white. I'm mostly white. I'm 50%. And then I'm 25% Japanese and 25% black. So that makes me. Yeah. And that's where the Shima comes from. That's actually my middle name. I will never inform y'all of my first name. And if you, for whatever reason, know my first name, do not share it. I will give you the death stare. Because I hate my first name with a passion. I was supposed to be named Shima, by the way. My mom was going to name me Shima. My siblings, for whatever reason, didn't want to name me that. So, what else? Did I miss anything? Nah. And if you did miss anything, I will post this video on my YouTube tomorrow, as well as the audio on SoundCloud. Because I know some people might like just hearing. You said I had a soothing voice. So you might just want to like fall asleep to my soothing, relaxing, hey, wake up. No, just kidding. Voice. But, so that's why I put it on SoundCloud as well. And then on YouTube if you do enjoy watching these videos. Because there might be moments where I do have the special guest and you can see them. Or I might have, like, I don't know, Akira sitting here. I have no idea what I could have visually, but other than me. Alright. I'm catching up on y'all Ustream. I'm catching up. Hi from Puerto Rico. I wish the best in your modeling. Thanks. Puerto Rico's a really nice country. It's actually a territory, but I say it's a country. That's what I found out. I got in not an argument, but like a conversation with my family on Google Hangouts, and I've traveled to more states than all of my family has, but my brother has traveled to more countries than I, and so he was mentioning about territories, and I'm like, what territories? What are territories? He's like, well, like Puerto Rico and like another place. I can't think of the other one you mentioned, and I'm like, oh. Well, okay, cool. I didn't know that was a territory. I thought that was just a country. So you learn something every day. There's moments where you know. All right. Affect is what happens. Okay, this is going to happen. Hey, Alejandro. Okay. There was a moment where on Twitter I mentioned about affect and effect. No matter how many times you tell me the difference between those two words, I still don't get it. Like, I can't. I don't know. So I Am Vocabulary is telling me affect is what happens to a being. Effect is everything else. All right, let's see. So today the tornado affected, no, because it happened to a being. So today the tornado affected my house, right? But then effect is there is a tornado effect, right? That's what I'm assuming you mean. I think I got on, but I'm going to lose it after tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to forget this entire conversation and forget the meaning of the two words. That's dance hall song. What? Dance hall? Now I'm confused because I'm so behind. Dance hall? Justin Power? Can you rephrase what you meant? It's a turtle. Oh! It's a turtle squash. That makes sense. Blazzle, blazzle. Blazzle, blazzle. It's a turtle squash. That makes sense. Oh, I should make like a little turtle head and like a tail. I got like two little small ones, like a little, well, not of this, but like a small little pumpkin one, and then one that's like more of a squash. It's like fat butt and then skinny head and then a normal sized pumpkin about that big. Okay, random. Akira after the comic book. So y'all have sat here at least for an hour and 5 minutes with me. So in all honesty, my dog's name is Akira. Akira is a comic book and a movie. And I've actually never seen neither of them. I think I've tried once, and I think Francis fell asleep, and so I just, there was no point in me watching it by myself. But we tell people that that's the go-to. We say she's named after a comic book, yes. But in actuality, she's named after the porn star, Asa Akira, the podcast, DVDASA, that I love so much. I don't know, I liked DVDASA, and then Asa Akira, I have her book and I read it. I just enjoy Asa Akira as far as, her personality, and then I like the name Akira, so that's why I named her Akira. So she's named after a porn star, but for certain people, she's named after a comic book. Yes, that's my winking face. Hi from Puerto Rico. You will learn Spanish. I will slowly learn it. I need to take classes and go be surrounded by Spanish speakers, and then throw myself in Mexico or Spain or any of those other countries, and I'll eventually learn it. But I know the gist. There was one time I was in Denver that I was staying at a couch surfer's house, and I woke up in the morning, and our host was making us breakfast. And I think he was making breakfast burritos or something. And he's like, "Do you like frijoles?" And I'm sitting here, I'm like, "Frijoles? Do you mean beans?" And he's just this average American white guy. Nothing, I mean, he can speak Spanish, I'm not saying he can't. But I'm just saying, just the overall what was happening with my sight. I'm like, "Why are you saying frijoles?" And he's just like, "Well, that's what the can says. It says frijoles." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Just thought it was random that you randomly went Spanish on me. So it's just saying. I love that you have a sailor's mouth. Makes me feel like I'm back in the Navy. All fuck, shit, fit, but blah, blah, blah. Fucking shit are the only words they say, really. Ass, maybe. Bitch, here and there. Uh-oh, the beast has been let out. Let's see. Okay. Yes, your body is glorious piece of artwork. I've been following you for about 3 years and trying to photograph you. Oh, 3 years. I appreciate it. That's a long time. That's literally half. That's more than half of my career. So I appreciate it. Oh my God. I wouldn't stick with me for 3 years. I don't even know how Francis does it. I don't know how y'all do it. Just kidding. I'm amazing. Ooh. Periscope, have you read any books? So I'm currently reading, okay, this is my plan. So my podcasts are going to be once a week. So in a month's time, there should be averagely around 4 podcasts, right? I'm doing the math right. I know this is right. So with that said, I plan every month I'm trying to read more. So every month, once a month, my goal is to finish at least a book. To a lot of people, that's you can't finish a book in a month. Trust me, I can't. I get distracted so easily. I have to reread paragraphs. I read super slow. So in a month's time, I have to finish a book. That's my goal. I just finished one, actually, 2 days ago. So my plan is for one of the episodes is on the last episode of the month. That will be our book club. And then there'll be one, I think on the second episode of the month, I will make a movie night where we're just talking and geeking out about movies. But at least on the 4th one, I'm going to make it kind of talking about the current book that I'm on, prior books that I've read, and thoughts on them, as well as hoping that y'all will give me your opinions towards certain books that you've read, any recommendations, and things along like that. It's a book club, right? But my version of a book club. It's not going to be boring. It'll be awesome. It'll be entertaining. Yeah. But anyways, so the current book I'm reading right now is this one. Trust Me, I'm Lying. It's a marketing book. I literally am on page 20 or 40. I don't know. I can't count. But I'm not super far in it. I just started today. So it's interesting, especially if you're fascinated with marketing and stuff like that. You should definitely read it. maybe. I don't know. I'm only 20 pages in it, so I can't really recommend it yet because I have no idea. But, I mean, it's got national bestseller, so, I mean, obviously it must be good. Anyways. Okay. I like your back tattoo the best. Oh, my peacock. Thank you. That one's not technically the oldest, but the oldest. My oldest is like a tattoo I got when I was 14, and I should never have gotten it, but whatever. It's a life lesson learned kind of situation. I do not see you as a sex object, but as a creature of God. Always do your best at what you do without offending yourself. Huh, thank you. That was a very interesting compliment. Like, you know, usually people are like, oh, you're fine. Like, that's kind of the typical compliments I usually get, especially on Tumblr. And sometimes Twitter. And on Instagram. But comments like that, those are really nice. It took you a second to actually write that. It's not like, just pounding on keys just to get your statement across. That some people do. Some people do. Your face is the best part. Stop it, y'all. Y'all are making me blush. Literally, I can't smile anymore or my cheeks are gonna hurt so much. Your face is beautiful for every angle. Okay, I'm just gonna, oh, y'all are so funny. Dang, Best Buy ads. So there's Best Buy. So we have Best Buy, Theraflu, and Ameritrade. Those seem like legit ads. I got some high-end clients on my ads. Not some, like, you know, it's kind of cool, right? No, sure. Nah, it's not cool. I will get rid of them. I'm sorry. Just give me a break. Like, give me a second. I promise I will get rid of him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to suffer through Best Buy ads. Never again. That will be my goal. What kind of tattoo do you have on your left wrist or arm? This one is an owl. Ugh, I can't. This one's hard to show people. This one's an owl. His name's Hooter. He's actually a Ben Ballesteri character. Ben Ballesteri is a Disney artist. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either Disney or Pixar. I can't remember. I think Disney, though. But this is one of his owls. $3.99 a month for no ads. That you have to pay? Because if it's... I think you have to pay $3.99. I have to pay like $100 and some odd a month. But that's for like also like the pro shit. Like crazy stuff that goes on that I can see that you can't see. Like there's a lot of stuff that I can do if I did go pro. So that's my goal. I would love to go pro. I would also love to be like in an awesome like scenery background thing, and stuff like that. But this is my living room, actually. Brick wall, original brick wall. Okay, discover a card ad. I love this. I love how we're talking about ads. Periscope, y'all like ads. What? Yeah, because y'all are lucky and you don't get ads, but you streamers unfortunately have to go through that, and I'm sorry. Hi, Derek. So when you mentioned urban glamour from before, yes. They're typing. What is that exactly? So when I say that, I mean more in the idea where it is... So there's a company. Okay, so if you might... Wait, pause. I'm going to play my intro video. Look at the outfit that I'm wearing, especially the jacket thing. Sorry, this might be loud because it's a music, so... Okay, so you see the jacket that I was wearing? That's actually a company that I shoot for, I guess you can say, called Under LA. You should definitely check them out. Bam, 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 because their fucking clothes are awesome. But when I say urban lifestyle, that means kind of an idea where I'm more wearing your stereotypical like casual wear. Nothing fancy, not evening gowns, not couture, not even like nice tailored pants and stuff. Like I'm wearing clothes like this, like top, like a basic whatever long sleeve shirt and then like black tights and like combat boots, or even I might even put heels on, but it's usually more of the standard lifestyle that typical everyone wears when they're not going anywhere fancy. They're just going to get errands done, or they are going to go somewhere fancy, but that's the type of style that they wear. Usually big t-shirts or even more fitted stuff, but more of that urban kind of style stuff with, you know, that is, I don't know, it's hard to explain it. it's best just honestly said, like the stereotypical clothes that people naturally wear. Again, not anything fancy. Now, tailored suits or evening gowns or even like tight fitting dresses. Those tend to still not really be urban lifestyle. If I paired it up with like a jacket instead, with my hair up in a ponytail and wearing like boots or and stuff, that might be more considered urban lifestyle wear than the dress. So hopefully, I know you just typed something, but I couldn't read it all, but hopefully that answered your question, and hopefully I didn't make it even more confusing. That's my thoughts. And this is a thing that I like to also make sure for everyone. My podcast is my podcast. So when it's just me talking, these are my opinions and thoughts towards certain topics and subjects, and even questions that you might have. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. So there might be another model that thinks urban lifestyle is not a genre, or they might even think that that's not their definition of what urban lifestyle is. So when I have my guests, that's a great opportunity for y'all to branch out and hear other people's opinions towards certain things. Because I don't want y'all to think that whatever I say is the right way. It is never the right way. It's just the right way for me and what has worked for my style of life. I don't know why I said style of life, my lifestyle. So hopefully you will be able to see other people's views. Does the urban style more lucrative than nude? In a sense where it's more involved, in my opinion. So this is a prime example. This is my thoughts towards it. Urban lifestyle and fashion, the genre of modeling, I feel like more work is involved to create images for those type of genres. There is a lot of work that goes into nude photo shoots as well as glamour as well. But with me, I enjoy being able to piece together different wardrobes for my closet or going to Goodwill and creating costumes based on what I can find there and other aspects of that, as well as getting like a makeup artist, a hairstylist, certain photographers, even a stylist if I wanted a stylist and I didn't want to create the clothes on my own. If I'm really that fancy, I can hire a designer as well if I wanted to. But I feel like so much more is involved in creating a fashion or urban lifestyle shoot versus a nude photo shoot. From my experiences with my nude shoots, all I have to do is make sure I'm not wearing a bra and make sure I'm not wearing underwear prior to going so I don't have those lines, those creases on my skin. And then I just go to the shoot. The photographer usually has a setup if it's in the studio or if it's outside. They already know the location. And I'm basically just there posing, which is nice. I'm not hating on it or anything like that. But it's just, it's more simple in my mind than having to prep all of this stuff. Like my last trip I took, I was more focused on fashion. So, or like fashion, urban lifestyle than the nudes. So my wardrobe was a huge trunk of clothes, and not just clothes that I just threw in. It was actually well planned out outfits that I took the time to take like photos of me, like kind of like Polaroids of me in these outfits that I thought would look good with certain photographers that I had lined up for that trip. So it takes a lot more effort in my thoughts towards it. Some people might say, no, I just throw a whole bunch of clothes together and we see what works. That's a way you can do it too. I've done that in the past, and it's easy when you're leaving the shoot, but it feels like it's harder when you get there because the photographer might not like it, or something might not work together, or you forgot a piece, or whatever. It's more clustered than more organized. So everyone handles it differently. Again, that's when I have the special guests. They will share their thoughts towards how they handle their job and stuff like that, especially if they're models. Photographers are completely different than me. So, like, I've only attempted photography once in my life, and I never enjoyed it. So having a photographer is always nice, actually, on the show, because I know a lot of y'all are also photographers, and so hearing other people's life in that career that you're interested or hobby that you're interested in is a nice added bonus instead of you just hearing a model's point of view. I know nothing about aperture and f-stop. Like, I tried learning that so many times, and that's like affect and effect. It just doesn't click in my brain. Love you, little X. Call me a supporter and a fan. I can't lie. I love your, it's funny. I love your boobs. So also Ustream kind of censors certain words, so that's funny. I forgot all about that. Guam and Sapan are the other two territories. Guam. Sorry, but I don't know where Saipan is. Saipan? Please correct me if I said that word wrong. Saipan. I'm gonna say Saipan. I happen to like your first name. Oh, thanks, Alejandro. Don't share it, or I'll give you the death stare, and I will never talk to you ever again. I kid. Obviously, I kid. I want to move to Puerto Rico, and I don't speak Spanish. Guess I'll learn. Oh, yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that they barely spoke the language of the country that they moved to, and you just, being surrounded by the fluent speakers, you just end up learning it. Let's see. My chat is being weird on my laptop, so bear with me, Shima. So, do you go to the library downtown often? I go to the Detroit Library, not often, but I'm planning on going more often now that I'm trying to read and stuff. I gotta get a library card. Shucks. And it's also, I've went once, but that was it was when winter was slowly dying last year, or, last few months ago. So I hopefully will get back there soon. It's just they have weird, like, they're not open Monday. And that's always usually when I want to go. It's like on a Monday. And I think they're not open Tuesday or something. They have a weird schedule that I'm like, why are you not open right now? The DIA is awesome, though. Just throwing that out there for y'all. Which is the Detroit Art Museum. Love all your work. Your beautiful, perfect face, or perfect size. Thank you. So I'm trying to catch up with all the Ustreamers, so I apologize, y'all. I'm catching up slowly. Web full circle ad. I don't even know what that is. TD Ameritrade ad. That's awesome. Do you find there is any sort of stigma on being a nude model? Is your first name Lucy? No. You can guess my first name if y'all want, but I'm not going to tell you if you get it right. I will definitely tell you if you got it wrong. Or I might lie and say that you got it right. Or I might lie and say you got it wrong. You never know. But it's not Lucy for sure. Lucy's not even better than my name. I think that's worse than my first name. I don't even know. Anyways, sorry, there's a stigma towards modeling, right? Sorry, you might have to re-ask that question. I kind of trailed off with the Lucy part. I know her name. Shh. Gosh, people, you're gonna ruin it. Just kidding. Sorry I have to leave, but must go. I look forward to seeing more of your work. Thanks! Toodles! I know you probably already left, but for those that do need to go, no worries. So have fun, and if you missed this part or whatever happens in the future, I will have it on YouTube and SoundCloud as well. You're worth the suffering we must endure. I know. I'm totally worth all that pain that y'all are suffering right now. If you watch, oh my god, hold on. Okay, sorry. There's too much happening. This is not happening. If you watch on your phone via Ustream app, you don't get ads. Hey, Ustreamers, you hear Kyle? If you watch on the Ustream app, you won't get ads, apparently. I just wanted to know if there is any sort of stigma of being a nude model. Now, in my personal opinion, if you can handle certain criticism and negative comments, then nude modeling is, it's really hard to say. If you're not comfortable being nude at all, like you just are not comfortable whatsoever, then you should never try it. Even if it's if you're like, oh, but the money's always great, don't do it. If you don't want to do something, don't give in to people forcing you. But also, if you are a nude model, so if you do enjoy posing nudes or anything like that, as long as you can handle certain criticism and negative comments, then you should be fine. honestly, because there's times when a lot of people that they just don't understand why a female or male is getting naked for a photo. Usually a lot of people see a naked human, they relate it to sex, which is understandable, that we're humans, that's what happens, that's how we populate the world and stuff. But realistically, we are creative individuals that nude is, or the undraped body is another outlet to our creative journey, our ways of looking into life in general. So there's different thoughts. There's people that like will look down upon nudity and will never understand it, but then you have my awesome supporters and other people's awesome supporters that completely understand it and don't really criticize you or give you crazy negative like hate and stuff like that. But then you'll get ones that are just constantly like trying to put you down because they feel bad for their own selves, that they feel like they don't want other people to have this glory of a moment, that they are able to express their true unique self in the undraped form. I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling now, but hopefully I may have answered your question. I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this. Just kidding, I'm good at this. Gotta keep positive, right? You could do green screen and put in whatever background you want. I can do that, but that's more work that I don't know how to do it, so one day maybe. There has been no ads on my stream. Ooh, look at you, Justin. You're so fancy. How was your time in Toronto? Did you get to see... where'd you go? Did you get to see the city while you were shooting? This is going to be my last thing, so I can hit my time mark around an hour and a half, so I'm not keeping y'all on too long. But I've been in Toronto twice, and it actually was, my first time was back in May. The first time I went to Toronto was not a good experience. It was horrible. It involved certain people that I was around, and it just overall, like, I might make it like another episode or something, but I honestly cried. Like, there's moments in modeling where there's so much stress, there's so much negative comments, there's so much just hatred and like bad things and like just, I mean, it's like in everyone's career. There's gonna be days when it's just tough, when you just can't handle it. And that was a week, like a couple of days. Like those couple of days was super horrible for me. I was like stuck in the rain because it rained that day too. I was stuck in the rain by myself, carrying a suitcase, just crying. Like it was horrible. So I was fortunate that I went to Toronto a second time, and that definitely relieved that crazy moment that I had the first time. So I've actually enjoyed Toronto. I never really got to explore too much of it. Like I've seen the downtown and the downtown mall and the needle thingy. I didn't go in it, but I saw it in some other places. But I didn't get to explore as much as I would like, so hopefully one day I would get that opportunity. But I've enjoyed it. I liked Toronto and such. And all the cities I've went to. I've went to a lot of cities, and there's honestly not one city that I did not enjoy at a certain point. Let me think real fast. No, I liked all the cities. Yeah, I like all the cities. Alright, y'all. I'm sorry for you streamers that I didn't get to all of y'all's questions, but if you want to stay for a quick second after I wrap the actual video, I'll hand type any answers if I have time, or if you have time, or whatever. But feel free to leave if you must. But I appreciate my Periscope viewers as well as my Ustream viewers for sticking out for this entire hour and a half. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of my second saga. There will be plenty more where that came from. Like I mentioned, there will be moments where I'll have special guests. So I don't know if I'm going to have one next week, but I will keep you posted as far as if I do have one or not. As well as the set day and time for these live video chats. I've gotten a lot more people that actually said 9 p.m. on Sundays, so I'm not sure yet if that's going to be set in stone, but I will keep you posted. So stay up to date with all of my postings on all of my social media, such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. I'll throw it in real fast. Sorry. Okay. Twitter and Instagram is at L.Shima_model. And Tumblr is at L.Shima.tumblr.com. Facebook, I think, is like facebook.com/L.Shima. I'm sure if you just Google it, you'll find me. You can also, if you missed out on this episode, like you missed the beginning of it or the middle or all of it, you can tune in on my YouTube every day after the live chat, and you'll see the video posted on my YouTube as well as the audio on my SoundCloud. Hopefully one day I will be able to have my stuff on iTunes. That would be awesome, but that's another day, another time, another added stuff that I gotta do on my checklist. So yeah, I really appreciate everyone that tuned in. Y'all were fucking awesome. Sorry, I cussed, but hey, it's me. Y'all were seriously awesome. I appreciate all of y'all that are asking questions. Periscope giving me all the love and the hearts, as well as Ustream, you being social, giving me questions, even though I'm so behind on answering and talking to y'all and what y'all have posted, but hopefully you understand and can relate, hopefully. But I promise all the episodes will be more topic related. So next episode I might talk about modeling 101. I have no idea. I usually just whatever comes up into my head literally 30 minutes prior. But again, y'all, I appreciate all that y'all have done. I hope you have enjoyed. And if there's anything that you want me to do next time, or any ideas or opinions, please share. Don't be scared. Y'all also email me at lshima.model@gmail.com. I will try to respond to as many people as I possibly can. But everyone, thank you so much, and y'all have a fabulous, fabulous night. Bye, y'all.